Ruby loves the outdoors, sunshine, grass, the occasional rabbit she barks at but doesn't chase because that would just be too much work. But keeping her safe from fleas and ticks, that's always been a nightmare. Not because I live in the Midwest and ticks are a real thing, but because Ruby has epilepsy. When your dog has seizures, everything feels like a risk. You can't just grab something off the shelf at the vet's office or pet store. Most flea and tick products come with a warning. Use with caution with dogs with a history of seizures. And when I read that on the package, I was kind of like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Do I protect Ruby from ticks and all of the dangers that come with Lyme disease, or do I risk triggering a seizure? Either choice felt wrong, and yet again, I had another thing to figure out for her. Welcome back to Learn with Ruby. I'm Mandy and my dog Ruby has epilepsy. This channel is all about sharing what I've learned over the last 8 years of caring for Ruby to help you feel confident and supported while caring for your dog with epilepsy. Most dog owners, they use a chewable or a topical and call it good. But if your dog has epilepsy, you're stuck in this frustrating middle ground. You want protection, but you can't risk the side effects. You want answers, but most information online is just trying to sell you something. So you start Googling and scrolling forums at midnight, reading horror stories. One product caused seizures, another didn't work at all, and every choice feels like a gamble. And honestly, it is a gamble. The FDA has issued warnings about a class of flea and tick products called this, which are products that are in this. These are super popular, but they've been linked to seizures, tremors, and other neurological issues, even in dogs without a history of epilepsy. Here's the science behind it in simple terms. These medications work by targeting nerve receptors and parasites, but those same receptors exist in your dog's brain. And if your dog has a weakened blood-brain barrier or is already taking seizure meds, the risk goes up even more. Flea and tick protection matters, but for seizure-prone dogs, how you protect them matters just as much. After a lot of research, spending money, and trying things that didn't work, and a lot of worrying, I found something that works for us. Ruby wears a Seresto collar, but not all the time. Because Ruby has epilepsy, I use her Seresto collar a little differently than most dog owners. I only put it on when she's going outside at a certain point in the spring until a certain point in the fall, following my state's tick season. When she comes back inside, I take it off. This way, she still gets the protection she needs without wearing it 24/7. The key to making this work for Ruby is the way I put it on her. I use a special collar, kind of like a sleeve, that the Seresto fits right under. It looks like a regular collar, but it's just loose enough to hold the Seresto in place without pinching or twisting it. That means I can take it easily on and off. No struggling, no rethreading. I purchased this one from Orvis, but you can find similar collars in a lot of places. Just look for one with a wide band and a little bit of flexibility that's developed for this purpose. You want it snug enough to stay on, but roomy enough to hold the Seresto without pressure. It's a small hack that makes a big difference because when you're managing epilepsy, convenience matters. It's not officially how the Seresto collar was designed to be used, but for dogs with seizures, it can be a good middle ground as long as you're consistent and monitor for any changes. Is this perfect? No. Seresto is designed to be worn continuously, but occasional removal is not harmful. Seresto provides protection by releasing low continued doses of this across your dog's skin and coat. If worn daily, it maintains efficacy. Short breaks, like taking it off at night or during indoor time, will not reset its protection. After putting it back on, the active ingredients resume their migration across the skin, maintaining coverage. So again, it's not perfect. Maybe it isn't working as well as it would if I would just leave it on her at all times, but it is a solution that gives me peace of mind, and it's something. It's the best thing I've found that works for Ruby, that protects her from ticks and fleas, but doesn't trigger seizures for her. The manufacturer has no explicit product label warning naming epilepsy or seizures. Instead, you'll see a broader statement about neurologic symptoms. Regulatory oversight requires labels to flag common effects, for example, tremors. While seizures aren't explicitly listed on the Seresto packaging, the requirement to remove if neurological signs appear is a precaution to be aware of. Owner vigilance remains crucial. If seizures or tremor-like symptoms occur after introducing Seresto, if you try it, discontinue it and consult a vet. But remember, this channel is not about seeking perfection, but instead is about finding solutions to do your best with what you can based on what you know, and control what you can control. Chemical preventatives aren't the only tool we have. When your dog has epilepsy, the less chemical exposure, the better. So I layer in some other natural protection too, just in case. I vacuum often. I wash Ruby's bedding weekly. She gets baths when needed. We keep our grass trimmed short. I keep an eye on Ruby when she comes inside and look for ticks, especially on her face and her legs, and comb her regularly. It's something quick I can do. You don't need to go overboard with sprays and chemicals. Just stay consistent. Clean space, clean coat, short grass. Little things that can make a big difference, especially when every decision in our world of canine epilepsy feels like a risk. I'm not a vet, I'm a dog mom, and this is what works for Ruby here in the Midwest. Your dog might need something different, especially if you live in a high-risk area or your dog spends a lot of time outside and in the woods. Some dogs need more aggressive protection. Some may not tolerate this color at all. So talk to your vet, ask about side effects, do your own research, and trust your gut, because no one knows your dog like you do. If you'd like to check out research related to this topic, click on the link in the description that will take you to the research section on learnwithruby.com. One of those research resources is the FDA page explaining how pet owners and veterinarians can report side effects such as seizures, tremors, or other unexpected reactions to flea and tick medications regulated by the FDA. If you felt stuck, unsure, or overwhelmed trying to pick a flea and tick protection for your epileptic dog, you are not alone. I've been there and I'm still learning too. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe and like this channel for more real talk support and science-backed resources for seizure dogs. This just helps this video reach other owners of dogs with seizures who might be looking for it. Thanks for learning with me as I learn with Ruby.